everybody.
Good.
Oh,
no. Are you kidding me? There you go. Harv's going to get a good bump from the 9.
Oh, 9.
Yeah.
Well, outside.
Come on now.
Oh, there goes Biffle.
There you go.
All right, too much
Caution's
of a push.
out. Caution's out. So the race is over. Wherever they were at the time of caution.
Race is over, and they're all wrecking. This looks like Days of Thunder all over again.
And Kevin Harvick will become the bottom.
No out of bounds here at Atlanta. You can go down below the yellow line.
That was
McMurray and Boyer get together. Kurt Busch is in it.
Here we go.
Another
green-white checker.
Mark Martin in the fence.
If we got anybody left.
Caution before the white flag. And you're right, Darrell. If anybody's able to get going, we'll do it again.
Do that to me one more time. Once is never enough. Here, when you're on probation.
Whoa, Greg Biffle, Mark Martin in the 5 car. Mark got in the outside wall hard.
They got hung. Oh, no. More.
Here we go.
Montoya piles in.
47 car.
Edwards is in it. Keselowski misses it. And what did Harvick just do?
Oh, he tried to shoot the gap, and he got clipped.
And Ambrose gets the worst of it.
Poor old Marcos. He had just gotten his here. I think the 24 is going to get boxed right here as they try to go 3 wide.
4 wide. Stewart Slater going hard into the wall. There's Edwards, Allmendinger.
Oh, no. What a mess.
Gordon and Stewart, and then cars trying to sweep by on the outside. Menard, Montoya, McMurray, Harvick, or rather Boyer, all get caught up in it.
What a wadded-up mess.
The big one in Texas takes the pole sitter and coming for the lead. Labonte trying to become
trouble. Sam Hornish in the 77.
He got into
and Elliott Sadler was involved.
Menard, Stremme, and Kenseth.
Michael's going out there. He got damaged too as he went by.
The 36, the Tommy Baldwin car of Johnny Sauter, all involved in the tri-oval.
Darrell, you talked about the tri-oval, most treacherous.
Who's going to go where?
If the leader takes the white flag under green, the next flag will end the race. Oh, around goes Newman. Newman up into Logano. 5 cars into the wall. 7. Caution.
Caution is out. The race is not complete. Not complete.
Had to get to the white flag to be complete.
What did we say 30 laps ago? You said, Darrell, not sure if you want to be around Ryan Newman. His luck here is not very good.
And no disrespect to him as a driver.
Not at all.
He is just snake bit on these restrictor plate tracks.
Boy, Joey Logano in the 20 took a look at the inside.
Mark Martin around. Martin gets hit and turned. Stewart tags him. Spins up to the wall. Jeff Gordon, Carl Edwards, Jamie McMurray, and more.
I think 3 of the 4 Hendrick cars were involved there.
Ooh, I got tore up.
Yes.
Is Kyle weaving the car?
He had been cutting it. Big.
Big. Casey Kane gets turned around. Greg Biffle involved. Mark Martin is there. No caution has come out. They're going to let him race back as Gordon piles in, and now the caution.
6. You knew that was going to be big when you saw the 9 coming back across the racetrack.
Denny Hamlin came here as a rookie in 2000 at lap 66.
Wow.
Ooh, a lot of wheel spin back there on that. Oh, we got trouble. They're stacking up back
4
there.
cars involved. Paul Menard, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Max Pappas among those.
And that was
Smith
all
got a piece of it.
all due to that wheel spin. Those guys, when they got on the gas, there was a bunch of guys that got loose. Their rear tires broke loose, and it stacked them up behind.
Yeah, that is.
Now, if they wanted to. Oh, I'm telling you. Oh, hang on, Jeff Burton.
Burton up into Hornish.
He's going to come back up the
Now the big one.
There it is.
7, 8, 9 cars involved, many which were running inside the top 10.
And that's the whole field, isn't it?
That's the whole field.
Look at that. Nowhere to go.
And these guys were trying to avoid the 2 coming back up on the racetrack, and the first group that saw them check up, and everybody runs in behind them. That is massive right there. That's incredible. I don't think I've seen a wreck like that at Daytona.
That's a long time.
The fast car. He and his teammate, Burton. The mayor. Trouble.
Junior's in the wall. Montoya.
Joey Logano.
Logano gets hit. Edwards in the infield. And more.
I just saw that coming, Mike. It was a much wilder start than what even the first start was. I think these guys got a little too confident.
Closer together than most people park.
Yeah, 200 miles an hour with somebody pushing.
Trouble turn 3.
Big wreck.
Brian Kozlowski, David Rudeman, Michael Waltrip, Matt Kenseth,
Big
and
wreck.
half the field.
I see about 3 of the Hendrick cars there that's involved.
Mark Martin is there. I see him. There's a Biffle. Jimmy Johnson's laying over there. There's a 24 car. Looks pretty bad.
Brian Vickers limping around. And Mark Martin is part of it. Greg Biffle got a piece of it. Joe Nemechek's right front all torn up. Around goes Vickers.
Oh no, another one.
Low. Watch me, both sides. Come on.
Oh, this is wiping out half the field.
This is a big one on the backstretch at Phoenix.
Look at that.
Brian Vickers got sideways and then was perpendicular to the field. There's his silver car up against the wall. Around goes the 29 of Harvick. He saves it.
It's all behind
loses
him.
it. All and they all pile up behind him. Trevor Bayne and Montoya, and a big crash as Boyer slams into a stop Jamie McMurray.
That all started when Casey Kane in the 4 got loose off 2 and just log jammed them up.
And trying to stay
Trouble turn 3, Mike. Sorry. Cars around everywhere.
3, 4 against the wall and sliding down to the inside. Reagan's in it. Casey Kane, Marcus Ambrose, Trevor Bayne, and Brad Keselowski. Casey Kane aflame. And not going to get back to pit road with that one, perhaps. No, looks like he'll make it. At least get to a fire extinguisher. Kyle Busch is a rocket. Nobody is running the outside.
Oh, there they go. There
Gordon
they go.
Slammed. Menard. Mark Martin. It's a crash fest in the backstretch.
They couldn't keep doing that, Mike. They just couldn't.
There you go.
Heavy left front damage on Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, that's pretty killed on the left side right there.
The 39, jump back down there.
Takes a little time for him to get wound
here we
up.
go. Martin got turned by Joey Logano on that one. Look at him.
Big crash. Several cars involved, and it all got started when Logano got Mark Martin.
Truex is in it. Mark Martin's in it. See the
Stewart's in it.
33.
Sorry, guys.
Like Castle's in.
One back there for Mike 10.
I tell you what,
they're wrecking behind him.
David
Rick
Reagan.
behind the race leader.
David Reagan.
No caution yet. David Reagan coming
Still
back
wrecking.
to the start-finish line.
They're wrecking again.
Everywhere now.
They're wrecking again.
Reagan with sweet redemption gets the victory at Daytona.
2 separate wrecks on the last lap.
Great job. Thank you a lot, Matt.
Oh, man, these guys are flying by Newman.
He was a sitting duck.
No kidding. That's the scariest part of it being in a wreck like this, is sitting in the race.
Racing for 4th and 5th. A few years back when trouble there, Boyer spinning around in turn 4. And trouble behind him. About a half a dozen cars going to pile up in the aftermath.
88 car's got a little damage in the front. Quite a bit, actually.
Yes, sir.
7 and 18, a little more complicated, guys.
I think one of the things working against.
Oh, no, trouble. Allmendinger turned around. Kyle Busch makes contact. More cars involved. Harvick is in it, one of the championship drivers.
Lock it down there, AJ. Get it rolling here if you can.
McMurray involved. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, second in the championship.
The reigning Sprint Cup champion. First driver in 6 years not named Johnson.
Whoa, there he goes.
Oh, boy.
There we go.
5 cars are in it.
Maybe more. Not
Heavy damage to both Penske cars,
Bam.
to Tony Stewart.
Start overheating a lot quicker with the rule package that we have right now.
And they don't just start.
Trouble turn 2.
No.
5, 6 cars in it. And more. The dreaded consequence of pack racing is the big one.
Yep.
As they try to close in on the front 10 with 21 left. Trouble turn 2.
Bill Jr. is there. I see him. See the 29 car.
Kenseth in the
17.
Truex is in it.
That's a bunch of torn up cars right there.
Logano.
Look at that. Jeff's going to move him up out of the groove and get by him.
Whoa! Busch is around. Can he save it this time?
Oh, there you go.
He does. He saves it. But there's a
Jeff Gordon's upside down. Jeff Gordon's upside down.
And Kurt Busch's car is destroyed.
Oh my gosh.
Teammate Matt Kenseth and Carl Edwards, 3 Fords.
Harvick already.
The wall. Slams to the outside. It's 5-time champion Jimmy Johnson. He collects Danica Patrick and the 34 of David Reagan.
Trevor Bayne, the 21 car, a winner from last year. You see him involved?
Kurt Busch is involved.
I'm a little worried about Jimmy. He took a hard lick right in the door, and there's the
13 laps to go.
Oh, trouble, big trouble, big trouble.
Mid-pack. Sliding and spinning into the infield, McMurray. And sliding up the racetrack, one car going to coast to the bottom. That's Eric Almirola. Regan Smith was in it, and Casey Kane, the left side of his car. Newman and 14 Tony Stewart.
And there's Tony Stewart's teammate Ryan Newman. Oh, Tony's going around, another wreck through the tri-oval.
Kyle Busch, hard slide through the grass, no contact. At least half a dozen cars involved in this one. Dave Blaney drives away. That's Kyle Busch. Caution flag number 10. Caution is out. Big pile up in turn number 1. Casey Kane in the 5, racing Regan Smith hard in the 78. And Kane is out of his car, and it's jumped. There's Regan Smith in the 78, Brad Keselowski in the deuce, and down on the inside is Casey Kane.
You know, they're running at such a fast pace. I mean, we're running 184 miles an hour.
Big crash, turn 3.
Reckon behind you.
Tommy Baldwin gets piled up.
Yellow.
With the 42 of Montoya.
I think the 24's in there too.
Landon Castle, Martin Truex, Carl Edwards are all involved as one car slowed in the top lane. 4 laps to go.
Denny Hamlin.
Oh, now another problem.
Hamlin got into Allmendinger, who gets away, but behind them it's calamity.
Outside, save.
Good grief.
That's what I say. Good grief.
Keselowski and Busch.
Whoa, baby. That,
big pile up back straight away.
Oh my gosh.
Looks like 10 cars in it.
There's Tony Stewart.
One Montoya, the 42.
There's so much carnage, I can't tell who all is in it.
Both the BK cars. There's Landon Castle. You
Scott
just saw
Speed
Travis
and,
Quapple, Scott Speed, the 79.
Smokes car.
Tony's
A little further on this run right here. Even though we're within the fuel window, I think
we got trouble, Larry. Coming to the tri-oval. A number of cars involved. Still spinning. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon on the grass, Regan Smith, Michael Waltrip back up through the groove, and there's Bill Elliott as well.
Yeah, and Jeff Gordon and those guys were up in the 4th, 5th, and 6th positions. So this thing, obviously, it may have started back a little bit, but it carried its way all the way to the front.
Jimmy Johnson completed 1 lap.
It's going to be over.
That was a good move by Tony.
Wow, who was that?
Denny Hamlin out of shape. Here's the big one. A number of drivers involved as they come down toward turn 1.
Hold your brake.
Oh, wow, that was a ton.
This is big.
Man, was that Ambrose? Somebody hit a ton up there.
That was big. Biffle got hit a little bit and got sent back across the racetrack into the 11 car, I think is what we'll see.
Trevor Bayne, one of the drivers involved.
And the 2nd wreck of the night for him.
Window's
going to be. They're
stacking up. They're stacking up.
Through turns 3 and 4
here we
for
go.
the final time. Big crash behind the race leader, Tony Stewart. That's going to allow Smoke to pull away. What's going to happen behind him? Can Burton get there? No, he can't. Tony Stewart wins it at Daytona.
We'll take that.
Great finish.
From 42nd to the win.
Great move by Jeff Burton right there. I tell you,
That
Jeff,
was a
great race
incredible
by
save.
Jeff Burton. I'm telling you, incredible.
Casey Mears. Kenseth Stewart with Harvick behind him. Oh, there's contact. Stewart into the middle of the pack and over.
Caution's out.
And a huge wreck to end this race. Matt Kenseth is going to get to the finish line first. Is everybody okay? And one of the championship drivers got through. Which ones didn't? Kevin Harvick and Richard Childress Racing comes to a close at Phoenix. He slides to the finish line while they crash behind him. Keselowski threads the needle as cars crash to the checkered flag.
I don't understand why they didn't throw the caution there. The 10 car was losing a lot of fluid.
Mark Martin, Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman.
Greg Biffle has climbed back in his race car. He's going to go back out in the draft. Now, I spoke to his crew chief, Matt Pusha, and I said, what did you fix?
Whoa,
he said, well,
trouble on the back.
Trouble on the back once again. The
All
9
the
of
cars.
Ambrose goes around, as does the 1. Jamie McMurray, our reigning champion. Brad Keselowski torn up. Regan Smith in the 51.
Both the
Kasey
Penske
Kahne's
cars.
involved.
24, we're done.
And Darrell, I don't know who it was, but somebody changed.
You heard Kyle Busch talk about closing rate. That's exactly what Bill Davis
Stewart gets tagged and holds on. Behind him, they're going to pile up. Hamlin, Johnson, Busch, Martin, Gordon.
And Tony Stewart cut down in front of Matt Kenseth.
I guess we're going.
Got a little free when it was up top.
Johnson first, Kenseth second with a push from Gordon. Oh, Kane! Kane gets around, slides across the track. Dillon misses him. More carnage down toward turn number 1. Montoya, Harvick.
A real low apron.
All with damage as the caution comes out. Well, Keelan Harvick is not Dad's good luck charm today.
Those 6 Toyota drivers, remember, they were some of the
trouble
first.
turn 1, guys.
One car down, spinning. Trevor Bayne up to the wall, collects another. That is Carl Edwards. The 5th wreck that Edwards has been involved in this spring. The 34 of David Reagan involved, and that's the 35 of Riverside, California's Josh Wise. We're under caution for the 4th time. Crash in turn 1.
Huge crash, unbelievable crash.
Kyle Busch got into the back of Kasey Kahne. Kahne got turned into the wall as Busch tried to change lanes. And a lot of cars are really torn up. Yes,
some heavy hits.
It's the big one.
Yeah, that started happening before it got to.
They ain't gonna make it.
They got to make it 6 more times.
Oh, there we go. There we go. There was no way.
Oh, it's Kurt Busch up and over. Boyer's in it. Bobby Labonte's in it. Stremmy's in it. Jeff Gordon down to the grass.
Nothing else coming from behind you.
And Kurt Busch went over and over.
Boyer, McMurray.
They're just, guys, I'm with Denny. And, you know, having been in these situations.
Crash on the track.
Just talking about
got
Denny
airborne. A.J. Allmendinger, Jeff Gordon, David Ruderman, Matt Kenseth all involved.
You see Denny down on the inside right there. That thing just turns right.
Yeah.
It's like something
strange.
That was really strange.
Wow. Stewart feeling good, and how about Kurt Busch in that outside lane with help from David Gilmour?
Oh, here we go.
We got trouble.
Then it's
There we
over.
go. That's it.
Like I said, you lead at the white.
That's it.
You're good to go. But they may
No
race to the
caution yet.
finish.
They're
Yep.
going to let them race back here. That happened over in turn 2, so they got plenty of room.
All right, let them race.
That's Busch in the outside lane, not making a move.
Oh,
Trouble behind
somebody
him.
turned Danica.
Danica and others. Jimmy Johnson gets the win at Daytona.
Yeah, she got turned right there. Right there.
Yeah, it looks
As
like
the 13 car moves up on him and sends him around.
Yeah.
Scott Speed, Bobby Labonte out there.
Trouble!
Start
Finish line. Logano comes down into Paul Menard. One car gets up on top of a group and goes flipping over and over, and the 30 lands on its roof. That's Parker Kligerman.
Cole Witt's teammate that just wrecked in that first caution.
Brandon Davis's team, Swan Energy, suddenly.
He actually had to back up and almost stack the entire outside.
Oh, around goes Kenseth. And up into Tony Stewart, and cars are in the wall hard.
You see Carl Edwards there in the 99, Matt Kenseth in the 20.
Danica hadn't hit anything, and then her right front was hit by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. late in that crash.
Kind of big move here off turn 4 like Kevin did. Oh, and there
Shots into the wall
They
with
wrecked.
the one of McMurray. 3, 4 cars around. One on its roof. One car hard into the wall.
That was
and it ends in flames and sparks.
Our front row sitter up here, he's got a torn up race car,
Mark
78
Trix,
car.
Jimmy Johnson, he looks okay. Front end of his car on fire.
Is going to crash big.
Crash out of turn number 4. A multi-car pileup. Eric Almirola, his car all torn up. That is Michael Waltrip, who will not win his 3rd Daytona 500. David Gilliland's car is crashed. Almirola's gone straight to the garage with his.
Glad you're okay. Thanks, Danica.
Thanks, Krista Dale Earnhardt.
Whoa, here we go.
Big crash again. Turn 4 is Calamity Corner. There's rookie Reed Sorensen sliding down off the banking. Big damage to the Ford of Marcus Ambrose, number 9. And caution waves with 38 laps to go.
Marcus Ambrose with a bunch of damage there. The 7 car using every bit of the skill they have. They're trying to, got another car.
Up goes
around.
Ryan Newman. Justin Allgaier, Brian Scott, Terry Labonte.
Gone.
Cole Witt.
Right at the back of the field.
Unless they can get this cleaned up in a hurry, this is not going to be good for those drivers up front that are very marginal on fuel.
But that 88 is pulling away.
Less than a mile to go.
Oh, we got a wreck.
3rd generation star Dale Earnhardt Jr. brings him to the flag. Checkered flag waving. It's over. It's Earnhardt.
Oh, yeah. Good job, Junebug. Woo.
Reed Sorensen's race ends up in a crash. Harvick into the wall. Stand by. Crash out of turn number 4. Brad Keselowski in front of Trevor Bayne. Contact. And a big pileup.
We saw this. We saw this coming, Mike. We've been seeing this coming. They've been getting more and more.
5 drivers behind him right now.
Oh, there's a car. Who is that? The 48?
Oh, Logano's in it.
Yep, the
and
48.
Busch and Reagan and more.
The 48 broke loose. Looked like something may have happened to it.
Start-finish line. We will complete lap 20 today.
Rickon behind you here, Rickon.
And now we have a crash. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. involved. Tony Stewart around. And that's Dale Earnhardt Jr. through the infield grass. Carl Edwards has some damage.
Kenseth just about had it missed, and looks like he ran into the 88.
Harvick,
wow,
Johnson,
a lot of good
Kyle
race
Larson.
cars. I mean, a lot of good race cars. Guys in the points.
Wow. 3 consecutive top 5 finishes at Daytona. Outside lane hanging tough here on the restart.
Oh, here we go.
Got trouble. That's Casey Kane that goes sideways. Joey Logano nowhere to go.
Oh, my. Half the field is gone.
The big one at Daytona has happened at lap 97.
That is the huge one at Daytona.
Justin Allgaier.
Oh, the
Denny
18
Hamlin.
gets on its roof.
And Kyle Busch rolls upside down.
Wow.
See the 26 car of Cole Witt, the 38 of David Gilliland.
Just having a good old time over here. Just hanging around. Okay. Just stay buckled up. Let them get you flipped over here.
Oh, Denny Hamlin not going to get this one back. Hard into the wall behind him. Matt Kenseth, Menard, Vickers, and more. Look at this pileup. Only Stewart in the middle of that. Keselowski, Truex. What a mess. Eric Almirola.
Watching the temperatures on that 2 car. Water pressure was okay. He'll get a wedge adjustment this time.
Trouble on the track, Dave. Cars colliding on the back straightaway. Alex Bowman, 23. Tony Stewart, more piling in. Is that Kyle Busch in the inside wall? 18 car all torn up.
We're done.
J.J. Yaley.
Garage, straight to the garage, straight to the garage.
Brad Keselowski losing spots. Is there a problem on the 2? Now he's got problems. Casey Mears into the back of it.
Hold on. Caution, 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 caution.
And more collected.
Lost your transmission for no reason. I haven't missed a shift or anything. Coming at you.
Transmission problems on the 2 lead to this mess on the front straightaway.
Also in Fords. Trying to work with him there. Oh, and McMurray goes around in front of the field.
Huge wreck.
Paul Menard is in it. Clint Boyer is in it. Menard is hit by Casey Kane. His car's all torn up. And McMurray bounces off the wall, pulls away. There's Tony Stewart. His car stopped. There's Menard. 3 wide. Big cluster coming off turn number 4. Smoke, trouble, way in the back, but here come the leaders.
The question is, are they going to throw the yellow, or are they going to let them race back?
7, 8 car pileup in the back straightaway. Caution is out.
Joey Logano.
Keep coming. Just stay on the gas. Back straightaway. Stay on.
Look, I know it's a minor little thing.
Trouble, turn 4.
Holy
Caution is out. Caution is out. Big wreck at 4. Like big wreck.
Greg Biffle was sideways and everybody ran into him.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's in front of him.
He had nothing to do with it.
You know, Jeff has
had trouble back straightaway, guys. Car around.
Trevor Bayne.
A number of cars
and
involved.
more. Logano is in it.
Crashing all. Oh man. Look at that.
Looked like half the field piled up on lap 47.
The bottom into the right, left rear turn distance and got back.
You're going to flip over. At speed, it doesn't feel like that. At speed, everything's...
Oh, and around we've got cars on the track. Already involved is Kyle Busch. The 16 of Greg Biffle's involved. Looks like Denny Hamlin in the 11. And this is exactly what you didn't want to see as a crew chief, Steve. Cars getting torn up. These are their primary cars.
Yeah, I mean, you're kicking yourself now if you're in this crash. Did you really need to be out there? I mean, Kyle Busch coming off his win at Sonoma, gets back to Daytona.
If it's done incorrectly, there'll be a wreck.
And around they go. The 38 goes sideways. David Gilliland sideways as they come out of turn number 4. Also involved, the 22 of Logano. The 32. Multiple cars involved in this one. Joey Logano damage to the right rear. The 26 of Jeff Burton involved. So the 38 of Gilliland. The 10 of Danica Patrick. Looks like she's front of the field. You can follow Miss Sprint Cup as the big one's happening once again. Coming out of turn number 4. Into the wall. Kyle Larson. Multiple cars sideways. Martin Truex Jr., a lot of damage to the front end of his car. Eric Almirola also involved. There's Kyle Larson. Into the triomphe they come. Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the bottom of the track. Jr. will win at Daytona. And the big one happens behind them.
Oh my God.
Of Austin Dillon into the catch fence. All the crews getting green flag back in the air. The 4 not going. They wreck behind him. The green flag is out as They cross the start-finish line. Will they throw the caution? Trying to get back up to speed. Caution comes out. Now the question is, who was in front?
Stay in front of them. Stay in front of them.
You heard him say stay in front of them. NASCAR will go back
for the win.
Wow.
Whoa! No, that's it.
That was all at the back. We may make it to the checkered flag. The wreck is at the tail end.
They're 2 by 2. You're clear by 2.
Leaders on the back straightaway. Coming hard. Caution waves. It's over.
Caution. Hell yeah.
There might
less
just
advantage
be
those
one
tires
right there off of turn 2.
Oh, yeah. This is going to bring it out.
Austin Dillon spins around and crashing behind him.
Still going.
Two teammates, Menard and Ryan Newman, all get caught up in Austin Dillon.
Somebody got into Austin Dillon. I can't tell who it was.
Jimmy Johnson, we believe.
Wow, I have not seen a melee like that on the back straightaway here.
Chris on the leader.
Well, Brett Keselowski's one here.
Car to wall, turn 1 hard.
Oh, that's going to be big. Big.
Oh, huge wreck.
Everybody.
They're still running into each other. Newman's on fire.
13 cars got away. Everybody else is in it. Jimmy Johnson was getting a push from Kurt Busch when that began.
Saw the 11, the 42. I mean, that's everybody.
Oh boy, Stanley Steamer.
Whoa, there's
and around she goes into Kenseth.
Oh gosh.
Up in the air and into the wall hard.
Man, Kenseth.
Man, I thought he was going to catch the catch fence back there. The way it landed was.
I am not believing that.
He's fine, boy. You got the window net down right away out of frustration. The 4 car, Harvick.
Danica climbs out. Radio cord gets disconnected. Oh boy.
I mean, you just knew it was coming. You from the 18.
Oh, the Kyle Busch.
Out.
Dillon. Kyle Busch and Dillon side trouble. Car hard in the wall. 2 of them. Keselowski to the line. Caution had waved with Keselowski the leader, and crashing are Harvick, Allmendinger, Stenhouse, Truex, Labonte, and everybody else.
Good job today, Brad. That was you, man. Managing that.
I don't know how to explain this. I've never seen anything like this.
Green flag.
Whoa!
No, Johnson's out of it. He can't go.
Big wreck going to happen here on the front straightaway.
No, man. You are kidding me?
Look at who came out front, though, on the back straightaway. Matt Kenseth and Larson.
And Kyle Larson.
Gosh.
There are just no words to describe what just happened.
The 48 couldn't go, and he just backed everybody up.
He spun the tire.
We've talked about Brad Keselowski being proficient at restrictor plate racing. 4 wins, and we've got trouble behind him, Rick.
Around they go.
Stay down, go up.
It looked like it was Eric Almirola that was the first to go sideways and then collecting numerous cars behind him. May have been the one of Jamie McMurray. It was a light blue car. Chase Elliott. That's Sun Energy 1. Caught up the window net down for him. Paul Menard in the 27. Jamie McMurray trying to get it going the right direction. Kevin Harvick is involved. The 44. This week could it be Kyle Larson running in the 4th spot. And around goes the 4th. Kevin Harvick involved in this one. As is the 23 of David Reagan. Once again, chase implications. They stay green, and now caution. Now the caution comes out. Kevin Harvick, David Reagan. Brad Keselowski was able to get by. Oh, and sideways goes the 41. Contact with the 2 of Brad Keselowski. Caution comes out. The 21 also involved.
Inside. Hold tight here.
Looked like the 41 of Kurt Busch got really loose off.
Kyle Larson also a lot of damage, as well as Brian Scott in the 44.
Keselowski giving no room whatsoever to the 18.
And another big crash on the backstretch, Rick.
Man, and right up in front of more traffic.
Behind you in 3.
Ryan Newman's in it.
David Reagan is in it.
Well,
Fire.
And Chris Buescher was in it as well.
Chris Buescher involved. The 83 of Dylan Lupton up on top of the 31. The Fire underneath the hood of the 23. And the 14 of Tony Stewart. Oh, and he gets bumped from behind by the 78. Around goes the 3 on the restart. The 24 of Chase Elliott also around. Hard contact by Austin Dillon. Also caught up. The 44 of Brian Scott.
That's real nice.
That's what I was talking about. If the 3 couldn't accelerate, how patient.
The outside. Carl Edwards on the inside. Green flag back in the air. They're blocking. Good go down low. Carl Edwards into the wall. He got tagged by the 22. Big hits by the 19. And the caution comes back out again.
That is exactly what we saw Joey Logano was going to try to do. Big fire of the 78. But that is what we thought was going to happen. Obviously, the wreck isn't what we thought. Martin Truex Jr. needs to get out of this race car.
Very aggressive on the restart. The flames rolling out from underneath the hood of the 78.
A little bit loose and crazy as they get the end of the back straight.
I mean, do they think it's 10 to
Oh,
go?
trouble. Here we go. Here we go.
Jimmy Johnson got turned, and they piled up behind him.
14, 48. I mean, the whole crowd. There's a 10. Wow. Lord have mercy. There you go.
5th caution flag of the day. 7-time series champ Johnson. Clint Boyer is in it. On the inside, excuse me, that's Gale. Oh, big trouble.
Good
But
grief.
they wrecked. Did they not wreck?
No,
Oh,
they're
there they
wrecking.
are.
They're wrecking.
Suarez to the inside along with Newman. Cars
not done
piling up
wrecking,
to
they're
the
wrecking
outside and all the way across the track.
Was that?
They're still wrecking.
Oh, McMurray's involved. It almost looked like the rear bumper of possibly Chase Elliott got turned into somebody.
That car, he said, I think we're going to have a fast race car. His spotter, Eddie DeHunt, just told him it's time to be greedy.
Oh, there he goes. There we go. Here we go.
Oh, upside.
Upside
on
down.
the side.
Well, AJ, that was a humdinger.
Yes, it was, and that's there he is upside down, and I hope he's all right. I see him moving around in there. I don't think there's any issue with him.
Yeah, you just can't push on the left side of that rear bumper.
Well, you just can't keep pushing. He got into the 24 and just kept on pushing. But Mike, I'm telling you, I started my first race here in 1972.
Wow, he's sideways. Oh,
no,
Big
the
crash,
13
back
just
straight
got
away.
crashed.
That'll be it.
Big wreck going into 3. I mean, look at them. They're wrecking everywhere.
I think they made it to the overtime line.
Now NASCAR will have to look at video to determine whether the leader was at the overtime line or not before the caution.
So many good cars. We're having great days here, all wadded up in the 3rd.
17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Look at the hands on AJ Allmendinger. Up in the air goes the 42 of Kyle Larson. Caution comes out. And another contact. Matt Kenseth hits. The 1 of Jamie McMurray flying down pit road. Kyle Larson up in the air, right in front of the grandstands. He gets a shove behind him. Green flag back in the air. Caution's going to come out. They're wrecking behind him. Eric Almirola, Ryan Blaney. Look at all the damage to the 15. Riding along with the bat cam, 100 miles an hour on that camera as they go down the back stretch.
Oh, there it is.
Hard into the wall. The 41 of Kurt Busch. He'll collect the rest of the field.
The 18's in it, the 48's in it.
The 88 is in it. Just on the front edge. She starts to roll now on the apron. The 32 of Matt DiBenedetto. The 4 of Harvick.
20 of Matt Kenseth.
78, Martin Truex Jr. Brendan Gaughan in the 77 of Eric Jones, and the 24, and around goes the 77 of Jones, almost up over the wall as they hit hard.
Matt Kenseth.
The 20 of Kenseth involved, as is the 1 of McMurray. A big wreck coming out of turn 2.
Inside, watch your inside. All right, we're rolling, guys. 4 flat.
Riding along with the 20, you see the steering wheel shaking. Martin Truex Jr. has never won on a short track. As he comes out of 4, it's a drag race. They wreck behind him. Kyle Busch will win.
Yes, sir. Checkered.
Big wreck on the front stretch. A parking lot right in front of the grandstands.
Number 22 of Logano to see if he will be penalized. Look at this! Oh, Stenhouse! He saved it!
No, Jones not going to be able to save it.
Jones did not.
Come on.
Jones, his teammate Suarez, William Byron, Jimmy Johnson are all in it along with Ty Dillon. Oh,
Trevor Bayne was able to weave his way through there.
Big push coming from Elliott and Keselowski. Contact! Elliott slam into the wall.
Are you kidding me?
Danica Patrick, Casey Kane.
Oh, man.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, took the wind out of Chase Elliott. Fast, you cannot protect against that run.
Oh, Kurt Busch! Around off the bumper of Blaney.
Inside. Call watch your inside. You should be the leader.
Looks like
Truex not able to avoid this one. Or Bowman.
Oh, Bowman's got it. Benedetto, Stenhouse, a bunch of them.
Di Benedetto all torn up.
I mean, we keep seeing these big runs coming, but then you saw Chase Elliott on the outside of the 18 and the 41 right there.
Trouble!
Oh,
one car around and one in the wall.
Hamlin's in
11 and the 10.
And
Hamlin, Keselowski involved, and Almirola, and Jimmy Johnson. Good grief.
That was crazy. 38's torn up, 10's torn up.
Crash back straightaway. Eric Jones up into Jamie McMurray, who collects Trevor Bayne in the 6, and it's on.
Oh, hard
Bayne on a
left
hard
side
hit.
hit.
Martin Truex involved. Kyle Larson. And we're under caution.
You saw McMurray. You'll see him. He gets involved in this. It almost looked like his records, but kind of sandwiched in between 3 fast Chevrolets too. 88, 9, 48.
Oh, they're spinning.
Oh, Menard up and into Boyer, into the wall. Gets collected by McDowell.
Oh, no,
Keselowski crashes, and more cars are littered at the bottom of the racetrack.
Guys, I think that somebody may have gotten loose, got either into Jimmy Johnson or his car got loose and came down.
Here comes Jimmy through the middle of the melee. And
not sure Jimmy has much damage. How about the 18?
Harvick upstairs.
Boy, he is, and he is right up against that wall, but he made the pass. Oh, trouble.
Hard at the wall goes William Byron.
Nose is in.
Oh,
Byron went in hard.
Oh. Matt Kent's has piled in the barn right to the 14 car right at the end there. 24 sitting down here on fire. 37, the 1. That was a huge wreck.
Chris Buescher involved.
You can see William moving around a little bit.
That's Ty Dillon.
There.
How many cars can go in that turn at one?
Larson.
Four wide. Oh, no.
And into the wall.
No.
Goes Kurt Busch and Truex and more. Boyer all torn up. Keselowski.
Mercy.
Oh, overtime.
Well, we know as we get closer to those $1 million.
Right in the middle now. Just waiting for whichever line. Huge push. And around goes a 2. Too big of a push. He caught the 41.
The big one.
Logano's caught up in it.
Oh, my goodness.
Denny Hamlin. Austin Dillon has damage. Daniel Suarez trying to avoid. Ty Dillon sliding in. A wreck 22 of Joey Logano sitting on the apron. A wreck 2.
All the Penske cars right there. The one organization that everybody came here thinking they had the best shot to win. All three of their cars wiped out in this accident.
Ryan Blaney in the 12, sitting there in the grass. You saw the 2 of Brad Keselowski. 4. Once they get the white flag, the next flag will call it the 14 around. Boyer into the wall, the caution comes out just before they get to the start-finish line.
Some big impacts.
Bain caught up, as is Bubba Wallace. Brendan Gaughan also in this. The 48 of Jimmy Johnson, Trevor Bain. A lot of damage to Jimmy Johnson's car. Ross Chastain.
He really closed on Kyle Larson in 3 and 4.
And a pile up in the middle. The 18 of Kyle Busch is around. Contact, they're rolling in there. Greg Gaulding hits late.
And Steve, you said it.
I don't know if they got the left front.
Just because you have a great car doesn't mean you're going to avoid these kind of things. It's lap 2. Already wrecked.
And you see the 18 pull away, the tail panel damaged very heavily.
Martin Truex Jr. And too hard through one. Keselowski, Larson both into the wall. They pile up in the Tums heartburn turn. Caution coming out again.
Yeah, I just had no grip or drove it. My fault.
Trevor Bain in the 6 also involved.
We talked about
that's working really well.
Oh, Jimmy gonna
Whoa,
take
no, Jimmy!
Contact.
And around goes Bernard into the wall, taking cars with him.
Come on, high. Clear, clear, clear. All clear.
Big wreck.
You got it.
Well, I'm just wondering, did that suck the back end of the car around on Menard, or did they make contact that turned him around?
When the 48 gets on your bumper like that, it probably had something to do with it.
Oh, Benedetto! And everybody.
Good.
Oh,
no. Are you kidding me? This is big. Wow. But it.
Boy, it just reminds me of the Clash. Same type of carnage that we saw where these cars were going everywhere. A lot of damage as they all got to turn 3.
Well, that ruined everything.
I mean, sometimes I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
Oh, he's going to turn the 30. Oh, man, he almost turned the 34 of it down.
Great save by McDowell. Now here we go. They wrecked again.
Larson and Stenhouse. You won't believe how Ryan Preece shot the gap and got through there. I can't believe it.
But you know what I can't believe? They wrecked again. I can't believe that.
We'll have a great view of that, Mike, with that visor cam on Ryan Preece.
There's your leader.
Now
there's your second, third, fourth, fifth play, and that's all the cars.
This is the question now. It's happened right there. Now 3 wide, 2 rows back, 3 rows back. Oh, Boyer gets turned.
Golly.
Looked to me like he came up just a little bit too early on McDowell.
Oh, my gosh.
And William Byron's luck runs out.
Get through that one.
What memo did we not get? I mean, this is crazy. Well.
And the Joe Gibbs.
Can he stay out of the line as the racing continues? Austin Dillon up front. They shifted him out. It's going to be a big one. Now around goes the 3 in front of the pack. They're all collected. The 11 with damage, the 22 as well.
Big wreck here.
Smoke rolling out of the cars that even cleared this incident. They shuffled out. The 11 of Denny Hamlin, and then while trying to regroup, the 3 of Austin Dillon gets around. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 17, major damage.
A lot of good cars in this block from Chase Elliott. I think fortunate to get away with that.
How about Alex Bowman in the 88? He gets a shove. He's going to go sideways, right in front of the pack. The 48 caught up, and the 9 is caught up. The caution has come out. He got a big shove right into the front of the pack. The 42 of Kyle Larson, he is there. The 11 is caught up. And flames coming out from underneath the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Alex Bowman up front, blocking, trying to stay up front. Got a sideline, falls back.
3 forwards and outside line organized to push and help each other.
Oh, and around goes a 22. A hard hit by Joey Logano.
We're in again.
The 41. Logano was running in the second position up there on that outside line.
Left rear tire blew out on the 22 car.
That's how fast things change here.
Suspension. The hood's up. It doesn't look terrible. Bring it to me. We'll get that tape down.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. back to the front. Another hood flap flies off. Oh, around goes the 18. The 42 collects the 17 as well. The 62 upside down. Brendan Gaughan upside down as he went back in front of the pack.
We're wrecked here, guys.
And the big one happens right at the front of the field.
Wow, it's crazy. Brendan Gaughan just flipped around, fortunately landed on his tires.
The 2.
Into Paul Menard.
No!